The Sacramento Kings are one of the best teams in the NBA right now, and they play an expiring brand of basketball. How do you think the Kings will respond to the Milwaukee Bucks, who are not only number one in the East, but have the best overall record in the NBA?
I think they can respond very well if Giannis is not playing. So my
Same.
question is, will Giannis be available? Because if he's not available, then hey, the sky's the limit for the Kings against this Milwaukee Bucks team without Giannis. So that's one of the questions that I have for this game, and that is a concern for me when we're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, that's a big gap for the as we, witness, a
Yeah.
couple days ago, Giannis
Hmm.
out with the hand for a big
Hmm.
nationally televised game.
Yep.
Bucks could not win without him. However, when the first time that the Kings played the Bucks back in December,
Hmm.
the Bucks beat them by 13 points. All starters played. Like Giannis was there. So what does that tell you?
Exactly. Exactly. And all starters, I believe everybody played for the Kings as well in that
Mm-hmm.
first matchup. And I know that Monk came off the bench. I think he had 16. So yeah,
Yes.
without Giannis in the lineup for the Bucks, the Kings have a fighting chance. I just think it's possible for sure for them to get a win and to tie the series.
Interesting. Okay. Now I think the key to the last game when the Bucks played the Kings was the assists. Milwaukee had 34 assists in the Kings 19, which told me that the Bucks were really sharing the basketball, hence why they ended up, winning the game. But it was interesting to note that De'Aaron Fox went 5 for 16 from the field, 1 for 6 from three. He did not have a really good game, only 15 points. Malik Monk, like as you mentioned, chipped in 16. But Sabonis had 23 and 12. So he showed up, but he did not get a lot of help from the Sacramento Kings at all, nor the bench, even though they had 28 points off the bench, but 16 was Malik Monk's productivity.
Exactly. I just think that that game back in December, remember that game was in December. The Kings team that we're looking at right now with them same players is a totally different team.
Oh, yeah, they're playing.
So, although when we're thinking about that matchup and the way that the Bucks won that game, I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to have to do something different for this game because this Kings team is different from the Kings team in December. It just is not by players, but by their confidence. Number one, because they are knocking to the wire. It's almost like watching the game seven, messing around with them. Overall, the whole energy that they have, I think that that has a lot to do with why the Kings are a much better team now in the month of March than they were in the month of December, right? So the sky's the, I just think they can. I just think that the Kings can offer more competitive basketball right now with against the Bucks than they were able to do in the past.
Yes, and the Kings are a really good, above average home team, primarily because, hey, they have the loudest arena in the NBA. So I'm told. But the Bucks have a lot of experience and they've been together for a long time. I do worry about the pace that De'Aaron Fox is able to play with. I don't see anyone on the Bucks able to keep up because they play more of a slow, lethargic, grind it out type of game. But the Kings, oh my goodness, one of the fastest paces in the NBA.
Another thing that I worry about when relating to the Bucks, now that Middleton is back on the court, I'm still unsure about his stability and whether or not he can play up to his measure of play before his injury. It hurt me. I don't
Mhm.
know which game that was. I was recently watching where at the end of the game, he turned over the ball, and when he fell, I said, "Ooh, is his legs? It's not right still." I mean, I just kind of I worry about that, and I think that one of the benefits of having Middleton when he was pre-injury is when Giannis went out, there was still hope. I don't know if Drew Holiday can be enough to carry it, right? And I know that the Milwaukee Bucks have other players that do pretty well, but when your primary force is not playing, and then the other players, one injured, who before was not in fact, was okay when Giannis was out. It's a little bit different dynamic for the Milwaukee Bucks right now with Giannis being out and Giannis not being on the court and Middleton still being not 100% or
Mhm.
even 90% if you will. So I think that has something to do with why the Kings, if they played their cards right, and I'm going to put my money on Mike Brown. I'm sorry. You think he don't know that they have more assists last time they played together than they do this time? What he'll be bringing into this matchup? I think not. That Mike Brown is the reason why
E-
the Kings. or where they are.
Yeah, let's talk about Mike Brown a little bit. You
Oh
know, there are a
Lord.
lot of similarities between him and Coach Bud. Both came through the San Antonio Spurs
Mm-hmm.
tutelage, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think Bud spent 17 years as an assistant and Mike Brown about 3 years or so under Pop. So, I mean, they have the same type of teachings. And I'm telling you, it's championship caliber basketball that we're seeing
I'm
right now.
telling you, it is. I promise you, any matchup with the Kings right now, the opponent need to clutch their pearls and get ready. You don't know what's going to happen, right? And everybody can miss a shot, and everybody can not show up for that particular game. It can happen for everybody. But what I'm seeing from the Kings and what they're able to bring to basketball games, I'm just like, ooh, y'all, watch out. This may be a loss for your team, right? Before the teams used to play the Kings, it's like, oh, okay, that's
Oh, yeah. We're
guaranteed
going,
win. Ain't the
yeah,
case today.
exactly.
And so I think that we need to be that the Bucks need to be mindful of that and not think that they're going to be playing the same team they played in December. That's just what I say.
Okay. What do you think about the Goran Dragic pickup? I mean, they also have Jay Crowder, but Jay Crowder's not getting a lot of time on the court.
Oh
I
my
thought
god.
Coach Bud would use him a
Mm-mm.
lot more.
When I promise you, it was almost like he's not even on the team. Jay Crowder,
Yeah.
I really, maybe he's saving Jay Crowder for the playoffs because I can tell
Mhm.
you right now, he is not getting in. Why? What was the whole purpose of bringing him over? Yeah, I think that they brought in Dragic just to be this stand-in point guard when few minutes throughout the game, not long stretches. He may not ever see 12 minutes. He just may not ever see it. However, if for some reason Drew Holiday's backup Javon Carter is not able to do it, at least we have Goran Dragic with his experience. At least that. And I just think that's what it is. I think it's just a placeholder. He may not even see the floor in the playoffs, to be honest. But to know that he's there, right?
Mhm.
And know that he can give you a little something. I think that's what they probably brought him over for. So
Yeah, he's 36. He's known to
yeah,
be a veteran playmaker. I mean,
yeah.
what can you expect, really?
Few,
But that
yeah.
Jay Crowder, though, I mean, to sit out for Phoenix and then, finally get signed by the Bucks, and then this is what we see.
Yeah, nah, I don't know how Jay Crowder's going to really impact the offense. Maybe his strong point will be his defensive measures. Maybe that will be where they really need him. But I don't see his positive impact on offense right now because he's barely getting any time. So yeah,
Right. Do you think the Bucks' grown man strength will affect the Sacramento Kings? Because just think about it. You
yeah.
got Drew Holiday, grown man, his defense, Giannis, right? If
Mhm.
Giannis plays, you got Bobby Portis, Jay Crowder, if he gets in the game, grown
Mhm.
man strength. But
Mhm.
then you look over at the Sacramento Kings.
You
You
got the
got
Monster Simonis.
Domantas Sabonis, and I'm going to throw Harrison Barnes in there.
I would give you that.
But when you got Keegan Murray, a rookie, you got
Oh my
De'Aaron Fox, 185 pounds soaking wet. What are the Kings gonna do with all that brute strength that the Bucks have?
They're going to speed past them. The Kings are going to use their speed to their advantage. That's what it's going to have to be.
Yeah,
Because
pace.
it ain't yeah. It's gonna have to be their pace because it ain't gonna be their strength. Demontis Sabonis cannot split into five. I'm just sorry. He ain't gonna be able to do that because I'm quite sure he's going to have to manage that paint with all, and don't let them put Bobby Portis in the game.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and then Lopez. What I'm saying is grown man strength. I agree with you for the Bucks. So the Kings will have to utilize their pace and their shooting skills and their clever and I know Mike Brown, being the defensive genius that he is gonna figure out a way to get it done. So yeah,
oh, yeah.
I agree
Oh,
with you
yeah.
on that. It's good though.
So who you have coming out of this matchup?
I have the Kings with or without Giannis.
Wait a
I
minute.
yeah, I know. I
With
know.
Giannis, you still had the
Mhm.
Kings
I
winning?
still have the Kings. Yes, I still have the Kings winning, and I think they'll split the series. We'll see.
I had the Kings too. Just because they're on an incredible streak. Like they're playing inspiring basketball. It's hard to
Oh
stop.
my
They have
gosh.
great momentum, and I think they can get this dub against the
And not
Bucks.
only that, if you think about it, even if Giannis gets back, this will be his first game back if he comes back, right?
Mhm.
Well, hey, you know how it is. So, but it's not his legs, it's his hands. So he may be okay. But you have the Kings coming out, light the beam. I don't know if it's hey, Kings.